Okay, it's in vocal and looks like I'm ready to go. So let me move this little bar off, which I don't believe you see it, but I certainly do. This is the screencast for Monday, April 9th, as I sent out to everybody about my schedule of what was going to be going on. I am recording my Monday classes, and of course, one of them, BISS 1123B, that will also become the screencast uh, for Tuesday for BISS 1123 Section A. And I've explained all that, so this will be posted here today. Let's go over into the modules, and we're here in the modules area, and that will give us an occasion to do a little bit of housework or what I call kind of, staying on track stuff. And we'll come down here. We're in week 10, okay? And we just got through attorney. You had already, should have a long time ago, turned in XLS 10, and then you had the trend analysis quiz on the 5th. And then I provide you some examples here of interactive business intelligence vizzes or visualizations, okay? Now, we're down here week 10, and of course, as we move into it, we've got the following going on. You have exam 2. Well, first of all, exam XLS 11, case 11. You should have already done that. We did that quite a while ago, so you should have uploaded. Now you understand why I've been doing this, because now we're coming into this time near the end of the semester with these projects and so forth. Now, for on the 12th of April, which is Thursday, exam 2 part 1 will be due, and that is that's an objective exam, just like exam 1 part 1. And I want to scroll back up here real quickly, and back in that welcome module, you'll see the resources for the exams. And I have a PDF file that tells you where to go find the information for this, okay, for these exams. All right, now let's come back down here. And again, we're at week number 10. And as I said again, this screencast, which is for BISS 1123, I will also post it at BISS 1123 Section A. This is Section B, of course. Now, you'll also have exam 2 part 2. That's going to be due. Here's where you upload your work. I have written instructions for you, okay? And you can take a look at them there. And I'll tell you, it should look suspiciously like a case where you used linear regression. And that's one piece of this. And then I have another where I have you sort some values. And I just to give you a hint, I use VLOOKUP, okay, for some of these. Or you can go ahead and try to do the conditional statements. All right, now I have a screencast, which is for part 2, an example. I have yet another example for you. So look at those, look at the instructions, okay, and then do your work. All right, and those are due. Exam 2 part 1 is due on the 12th, and exam 2 part 2 is due on the 12th. All right, so I would really encourage you to do that. Now let's look ahead then, and the week after next, week 11, is the week of the 16th, the 18th. And Excel case 12, Truman Assembly, we've already done that. You should already have it uploaded, okay, as well as case 13, okay. And then I have a link there for you to Teradata University. And you say, okay, well, what will we be doing then? We've already uploaded these, okay? What will you do? What I probably will do is during that class hour, I have a virtual, I'll probably just have a virtual office hour during that time. And I may come in and, and just kind of, I may come down and give you some more coaching on some of the other assignments that are coming up, but I'll basically be there. Now, it probably what will happen, but there won't be any live screencasts. Well, there will be, but I'll probably be over in my office ready for any question. I'll probably be in my office, so if somebody has a question, they can do it. I'm just gonna have to play that by ear. But this is some flex time for you. Say, oh, I've already uploaded these. Yes, which means it gives you a leg up. Okay. Here's another week where there's no class meeting times at all. Okay. Now, I didn't say we don't have any class meeting times here. I'll probably do a screencast for those days and just be there for virtual office hours. Okay. Or I will do a light screencast where maybe I look ahead to the final or something like that. So, yeah, stay tuned. Okay. But you'll have that work. And then access cases 1, 2, 3, 4, you should have already uploaded them. So you should be in good shape. And then we come down to week 13 and there's no class meeting. Okay. You say, oh, what's going on? Well, here's what's going on. On week 14, there will be no class meetings, but you're going to have your XLS function paper. It's going to be due, or your presentation. You're I'm not going to require you to come in and do presentations. I've got that on there. I've got that on there. Well, I said presentation is not necessary, but it could be a slideshow. It could be a Word doc, but you're going to choose a function and explain to me how it works. Okay. Then we have the special analysis exercise. It's due. Okay. And you say, it says, see instructions. What are the instructions? Oh, okie dokie. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to use Control F. And I put spatial. And here's the exercise. And these are the instructions. Okay. So I've got instructions for you. That's going to be one thing that that will be due. All right. And then you're going to have, so you've got the function paper. Okay. And then you've got the spatial analysis exercise. You got that due. Access 5 and 6 will be due. We've did 5 now. And case number 5, the access case number 5 was Hollister University. Okay. And then today we'll do case number 6. In this recording, I'm going to cover case number 6, which is Uber Audio. And we're going to throw in a few more things and we'll do some links of tables. All right. So those will be done. Okay. Now, of course, that's week 14. And then we come to finals week. Here's my schedule for my exams. And I have final exam part 1. And I've got some screencast instructions. I'll tell you where you see Moodle Think Canvas, because they had not made their mind up. Then here's your access part 1 in Microsoft Access file. It's due at the start of the final exam period. And for both sections, I believe it's 8 o'clock in the morning, section B and A. I'm not sure. You have to check. Then here's part 1 with a Microsoft Excel file. Upload it. Okay. And then you have final exams, parts 2, 3, and 4. These are quizzes. You will have 2 hours. The final exam period for this section, I think for both sections, is 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. So you can have your work done, okay? part one that could be done prior to, it is due the start of the final exam period, and then these 3 quizzes are due at the end. Now, you say, Dr. Hartman, can I work ahead without all these class sessions? Okay. Can I work ahead and do all this stuff? Absolutely. That's why I've structured it like that. Okay. And, you know, I'd say this, I wouldn't try to come in here on that morning at 8 o'clock in the morning to take these exams. I'd take them beforehand. Okay. Now, there are 40 minutes allocated to each one, which is 120 minutes, which makes 2 hours. And since I'm putting this same recording, this recording is for business problem analysis part, section B. I'm going to post it also for part A. Section B meets Monday, Wednesday. Section B meets Tuesday, Thursday. And this same screencast I will place over there for Tuesday, April 10th. As I told you in that long, detailed message I did about my schedule for the week. Okay. So, and probably what I'll do is just a short kind of reminder thing. I may have a virtual office hours and just do some reminders and that type of stuff. But as you can see, we're coming into that point now in the course, all right, where you've got some projects ahead of you. And I'm not very forgiving on those. Now, let me say this. On final exams, once the course is over, the course is over. So don't believe, don't think, don't even entertain the notion that except for some kind of extreme extenuating circumstance, that I'll let you turn in the finals or some projects after the course ends. That ain't happening. I have to turn in grades pretty fast, okay? And I have commencement the next day because these are on, I believe is on, your exam is on we was do that Thursday. I think both of yours are. Here's my exam schedule for spring. Okay, and I'll do some more of these housekeeping. On Wednesday the 16th, 11:23B. Their schedule is their exam time is 8 to 10 a.m. Then on Thursday, the 17th, the final exam period for 1123 section A is at 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Now the chances are I will probably be in virtual for a very simple reason. That's the final exam on that Wednesday is the only one I have. Okay. So I'm here, and if you have a question, I can try to help you. I will probably just be available virtually for the Thursday, because then Thursday night I have an exam that goes from 6 to 8 p.m. Okay. So what I try to do, and I don't always succeed, is to urge you to get your stuff done. It's simple. Then I can record scores on the finals. Okay. And if you like part one, the earlier you get it in, the better, the faster I can start to work in grading it, looking at, and I try to have all of your grades turn in by Thursday night. Okay. Friday morning at the very earliest. I'll just have to see how it goes. Okay. So, and again, I'll do some more housekeeping as far as this goes to remind you. All righty. Now, as I said before, we're back up here in the week of the 9th and the 11th, and we're going to conclude our cases, all right, in Access. So we've done 13 Excel cases, all right, and we've walked through a whole variety of different business problems. Okay, this is business problem analysis, and we saw how we could use Excel to help us analyze that problem, describe it, or illustrate it. We could even find some answers so we can make some decisions. Then we've learned some about databases. Now, let me say this. Right now, you know more about databases than 95% of the people you'll ever work with. And this is not to turn you into a database administrator, but you will be working with them, okay? Now, when you go to work and you have a dashboard, you're going to hear a lot about those. That dashboard is basically nothing more than a way to generate a query, either on a regular basis, or to generate queries on what we would call a serendipitous or contingency basis. All right. So databases are the heart of business intelligence, and business intelligence, which includes business problem solving, is how can I make sure that my company operations are as good as they can be? And number two, how can I make sure I effectively manage my relationship with my customers, with my shareholders, regulators, key stakeholders in the organization? Okay. Well, we're down here to this last case in Access, and I hope that this is also. I also try to make sure that I diffuse some of your nervousness in working with a database. You work with databases all the time, you just didn't know it till now, okay? And hopefully I've given you some insights on how to interact with your database administrator or your IT people, okay? And these are powerful tools, and I've given you some examples of them and sent those out. Today I was looking at the New York Times, and they have over in 538, which is a section over there. There's a couple of guys who are kind of geeks, and they do all kinds of data analysis and data mining, and they produce this beautiful article and map about evictions around the United States. Okay, and so here's a way that a database can be used to say, where is this happening and how can we stop it? In the end, if people get evicted, all right, everybody loses. Court costs go up because the court has to handle them. The person who evicted their renter has to go get an attorney, okay, and then they're also out of their rent. The renter will have a stain on their credit record and problems and nowhere to live, okay? And so this is, so I sent that out to everybody. I think I sent it to you guys so you could say, okay, here's a good use of a database, okay? How can we help people? Can we predict people? Can we predict certain time? Can we predict who's likely to become evicted? And as you read the article, it's over the New York Times, you'll see it's very small things, okay? But there are a lot of people out there who live check to check, and all they can do is rent. They can't buy. And for them, loss of a car, getting sick, things of that nature can become catastrophic, all right? And so I wanted to let you see that. Well, we're going to be working on case number 6. And again, this is Uber Audio 1, all right? And we'll go over and take a look at it. We're going to go into the solve it. We're going to go in the files area, okay? And I'm going to put solve it. Look for those. And they're the Solve It 6.0 solution files. And I'm going to download that file, download it, excuse me. And I'm going to diminish my browser. Okay, I'll diminish that there too. And I want to diminish it too. And I'm going to get Uber Audio 1. And I'm going to put it out here on my desktop. Okay. I'm going to rename it. And Uber Audio 1, and I'm going to put Harmon Keith. Okay. And then I'm going to open it up. Okay. And I'm going to enable the content. Get up here. And then I'm going to close it back off. Okay. And then I'm going to open it back up. Now, I'm doing this just to get it established in the desktop environment of your device. I continue to get files from people that are corrupted files, and they're corrupted for a simple reason. You didn't do this. You just simply, might have opened up a file and then uploaded it instead of taking it down to your device, renaming it, opening and saving it so it's clear it's your file. The Canvas is very security sensitive. So if that hasn't happened, it'll give me a corrupt file or a system type file I can't open. Okay, let's talk about this. We have an interesting little thing that happens here. First of all, we have a menu, okay, a little menu here. And here are some things that we can do. Add a customer, add a company, produce a marketing list, or exit the system. Now, what we've done here is we've embedded some commands into this, okay? And this is, let's go to on this form. This is nothing but a form. Let's click back for a minute and see how I can make this happen in the first place. Click options, okay? And then click on current database. And you come down and you see it'll say display form. And there's a form in there, it's called the main menu, and it has a series of commands that will execute certain processes for us so that it's automated, all right? And I'm gonna just close that off. Now I'm gonna click on, I'm here on this form, okay? And notice there's a form for adding a company, adding a customer, and main menu. So this is the first time we see, okay, that we're using it. We're not having to create a form in order to perform certain tasks. Now I'm going to go into the layout view of this, okay, and you'll see I can determine, this is where I'm at a, this is like a print preview, if you will, okay. And then I can go down into the design view, okay? And I'm gonna write, and let's look at this for a moment. On the form, every form in any database has the following. It has a form header, which is where we put the name of it. Then it has detail. It has an area for details. That's where we put the data. Then it has at least a footer, okay? Now, I'm gonna click here on add a new customer, click on it, right click, and we're gonna go over to properties. And let's look at it for a moment. And we're gonna click on all, okay? Now, let's look through this. We have a name, okay? And we have a caption. And when it happens, let's click on data where it got that data. It's enabled, yes. And the event on add the customer macro. So when somebody clicks that add new customer, it's a macro. I'll click there. If I want to do something else, I can add an action. These are actions I can perform. Okay? And it's a little bit beyond what we're going to do, but nonetheless, we can create a form. There's our action catalog, and I'm going to close the form off, back up to the form view. And if I want to add a new customer, boom. If I want to add a new company, there it is. And we've been doing some split forms where I showed you Yeah, we have the form, and then below we have the table, so I can see how I'm impacting it. We have when we can produce a mailing list. Okay, so we have the main menu, and we have these forms that are pre-designed. Okay, and again, the main menu will let me do one of these tasks. So these are things I do on a daily basis, weekly, or whatever. There are the reports that we could get. And then here are the macros. Now I'm going to open this. I'm going to go to the design view for this. And you can see I can add a new action. It's a little bit beyond this course in terms of using these, but we're okay. Well, Uber Audio number 1 is over on page 210. So let's go back to page 210. Okay. And this is database case number 6. Okay. And we're going to, and we get some information. This is a company that sells audio equipment. Okay. And they make audio equipment. And then they also have, a commercial. It looks like they have commercial products and then consumer products. We get some more information about Uber, and then some more information about the company and their mailing list. And they want to take their mailing list now, okay, and they want to put it into a database. And then we get some things like print a list of all Australian customers with an interest in opera. Yeah. And so they want to use the database to be able to do some mining to identify customer music interests or any one of a number of things. Okay. And then we come down to some tasks. All right. Let's start with these tables and look, and this, you say, this looks suspiciously like a lookup table. Let's open it up and see. And is it ever? Here we have the musical ID. We have the music interest. And this is indeed, we've been doing lookup tables, so here it is. Now let's go into and let's look at Uber A, case 6, and we'll open that up. And here's a table that has, and these are from the tasks from 212 and 213. Let me go back here for a moment. I'll go back to the music codes table and open it up. Here you can see every type of music has a particular, or the music has an ID or a code. All right. And so we know the ID, then it tells us what type of music it is. All right, so far so good. So we have a lookup table. Oh, okay. And I'll say that, yeah, why not? So I'm going to open Uber A, case 6. And I'm going to go over here, and you can see I have the music interests. And they have music interest A. And notice the drop-down menu. Okay. And I'll bet you we'll find the same drop-down menu for A. For B, it's the same one. Now let's go into the design view. Okay. And let's look at this. We've done this enough times that this should not be any big deal. All right. I'm going to close the property sheet off here. And here's their last name, their first name, their music interest A. Now let's go through and do some things. First of all, let's clean this up. On the name, last name, yes, we're going to require it. Okay. Why try to collect it if you're not going to require it? And see, when you make it required, okay, the the record won't save. And you've seen that happen. And then I want to make sure that it's required here. So if the data aren't required, why create a field to collect it? Okay. And so we've got that done. That solves problems for us when we find empty, but well, we just won't have any empty, we won't have any records with empty data in them because the record won't say it was saved. So let's go back up to the view. Let's say change the table and get some, okay, we're good. Okay, let's go back down to the design view and let's click on music enter stay. And as we've done before, click on lookup and there you'll see the sequel, okay, for music enter stay. And notice it's a bound column, okay? The column count is 2. And then notice it has very specific column widths. I've been using like 1 and 2 inches. Yeah. But if you want a certain look, you can obviously, you can make them to be a certain, really more specificity in terms of the size. But this is anything you haven't seen before. Same story with music interest B. Okay, and then here's the organization. All right, now this is one that I think we could use a lookup table because notice what they've got going on here. They have the organization. Let's see if they did something. I don't think they did though. No, see, we have these organizations, but we don't know who they are. Okay, and let's we would really need to do a code of organizations. All right, and let's look at Uber B and see what we've got here. Oh, I know what we're going to do. We're going to link these two up. You say, what? Yeah, we're going to do that. So how are we going to do that? I'll save. Yes. When I want to link data tables, okay, it's a pretty simple process now because Access and all of these different products have a way for you to do it. Now, typically, it's going to be the database administrator who links tables together, okay, and who updates or changes tables, not the decision makers. Now, you should understand how it happens, okay, but yep, you're not going to be doing it. Well, let's click up here on Database Tools and click Relationships. All right. Now you're going to notice that these two tables are linked. There's no great mystery in this, and there's no need to be nervous. It's pretty simple. Then I'll click on that little link. Now what we have is we have organization in Uber A is linked into the organization over in Uber B. Since these two tables are linked, I can run a query and pull data from both of them. Now I'm going to click on this line right here and I'm going to click Edit Relationship, and it's going to tell us the table or query is Uber A. Okay, the related table query is Uber B, and we don't have to do referential integrity, but just to see it done, we're going to do this. Okay, I'm going to click that. I'm going to show a table of let's see. I've got the music codes, and I'll add that table right now. notice what's going on here. I have the, and I'll pull these out so you can see how they're related. Okay, I have Uber A and B are linked by organization, and I have the music codes are linked in to music interest A and to B. And it's just a simple thing of showing the table and then making the relationship. Okay. Now I'm going to close this off, and I'll say no. Won't change if they are related, but they will be. Now, so here on this Uber A, let's look at Uber A. We've got the organization, and we have the drop-down menus for that. And for music codes, Uber A, we have that. Music codes, same thing for Uber B. Okay. So we got Uber A. Okay. And then I'm going to open Uber B. All right. Now, we've got the music codes. And what we've done here now, for Uber A, that table, all right, we could have created a lookup table so we could have the drop-down menus in Uber A. But instead of doing that, here's what we did. We created an Uber A that has a limited set of data, okay? And then we created an Uber B, which has the rest of the data, and then we link them on a common field, and that common field is organization. So now, what we've done here with these two tables is we've engaged in what we call a process of normalization. Now I'll show you. Here's the folks in their music interest and where they belong. This is one limited set of data. What we also had collected was how to reach them. Now this would be a very ungainly table if A and B were combined together, but we don't, because we use org, okay, as a key to link the two tables. Okay. Now, if we want, we could put an input mask on the zip code and give us some help. All right. And there we go. So we created a lookup table for the music codes. Then we had what I would call a dimension table. All right. Last name, first name, their musical interest, and what organization they're with. Then here's another dimension table. This is Uber B, case 6, that has organization and contact data. Okay. And then we can link the two tables through the org, and we're good to go. Okay, so we've gotten them done. Now, there's an Uber C case 10, and I'm going to open it up just for a minute. And here's another one of these that shows you the contact people. And we're not going to do case 10, obviously. So I want to see it. Well, we have some tasks to perform, and let's look at them, okay? Task number 1 is link the 2 tables. That's done. How do I know? I'll come back up to the database tools. I'll click relationships, and there are the 2. Now, if I want to, I can delete it, but we'll mess some things up. But if I wanted to, I could take, well, I have the 2 common fields. You see it, you get it. That's a simple process. I'm going to delete the relationship. Why not? And then we want to add it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my cursor here, come over here, and see it goes to a little positive sign. Yes. And we create the link. That's all there is to it. Okay? Yes, we want to save the changes. So the 2 are linked. Now we have our company, and we have these forms down here. Add a customer, add a company, and then the main menu. Okay? And they've asked us in task 1 to link, and then create a report for marketing purposes, okay, that lists all customers separated alphabetical organizational groups. The fields describing the music interests and addresses are not needed. Each group should contain 1 organization with records sorted alphabetically by last name within these groups. There's a lot they're asking for here. Let's click on it, and let's see. Now go to the design view. Now here are the 2 tables. See, rather than having one big ungainly table, we split it down. And if you look over here, you're going to see these are the people, and this is more about what they're interested in, the type of music. Okay, and this other table is more about how to contact them. So rather than throw all of that into one big table, we just simply link them on a common field, which is organization. Okay. Now, they wanted this all into alphabetical groups, and we have that by organizations. We don't need the music interest fields, and their address, their city, their state, their country. I think we also have their zip code. Yeah. Okay. So we got a little bit of stuff there, but not that big of a deal. And then they said each group was 1 organization with the last name within these groups. Well, let's look at this for a moment. When we do a sort, okay, or if we leave these blank, the machine is going to sort them alphabetically, starting with the 1 on the furthest left, which is the organization. Okay? Now, let's go back up top here, and let's see what we got going on. And there's the output. All right? Now, they tell us we've got that marketing report, and they want 1 organization. Okay, so they've got the marketing report, and let's open it up. And notice that the marketing report is grouped by organization, and then we have the last name is in ascending order, and the first name is in ascending order. Now we're going to do that. I'm going to close this off. All right, and I'm going to click create. Okay, and I'm going to do the report wizard. Okay, now I'm going to use the query task 1. I'm going to get the whole kit and caboodle. I'm going to click next, and they'll ask me, do I want to do any grouping? All right. And I'm going, and they want us to organizational groups. So I'm going to sort them on the org level. In fact, just to make it easy for an end user, I'm going to put organization. Okay. And I'm going to go next. And we're going to put ascending order last name. And we'll click next. And we're going to put it into a landscape. And we'll finish. And there's our report. And I will probably have to do a little bit of work with this to make it look pretty. Although it doesn't look too bad right now. Now to do that, I'm going to have to come in here. I'm going to close this access bar off for a minute. I'm going to squinch this guy out a little bit. And I'm going to go to the layout view. And I'm going to take the last name field and move it back a little bit. And I got everybody. And I'll buy myself a little more space here. And then I've got the organization. I'm going to take that and move it over just a hair. Okay. And I'm going to move this back over a little more to the left. Okay. And I've got the last name, I mean, their first names. I'm going to squinch that over just a hair. And I'll take this down. Make sure I don't, short anybody on their name. So far, so good. And the address, I'm probably going to bring it over just a bit. Scoot this over just a bit. And then I'll move this over some. Okay. Now I'll be careful I don't take anybody's street address away from them. We're awfully close there, so we'll come down here to Warner Boulevard. And so we're good. We're good there. Then we've got the city, and the cities are in pretty good shape. But we have the state, and so let's pull that over just a hair. Okay. And I'm going to pull the zip code over because it's only 2. Okay. And I pull the country over. And I'll move the country over a little more. A little bit of tedium. Well, Australia is going to give us fits. So we're close here, but see, we've got these zip codes. I'm going to click on the property here. And I'm going to go to format. And then click on home here for a minute. Not quite sure what I want to do with these. Although I could try this. I could try moving over USA a little bit more and the country a little bit more. You can see why this can get really tedious and tedious fast. And then I'll take these zip codes and move them over. I think we got everybody on one line, and Australia is kind of messed up. So as you can see, we'd have to come back down here and do some more work. And I think what we can do is take the city and remove it over some more. I'll move Baltimore. So we got a lot West Lafayette. We got some of these problems here. And of course, some of these, this is just a matter of moving some of these over. So we've got plenty of room for the zip codes. We may want to come in here and work with these fonts a little bit. And they're laid out. Oops, I think I'm making this harder on myself than it needs to be. I'm gonna make that Calibri, but I'm gonna take it down to a 9. Okay, see, it buys us some more space. And now we're good. I'm going to go up here, and you can see how I said to you before, it's like it's tedious. Let's look up here at the report view. And there's our report. Doesn't look half bad. That's all on one page. Okay, so I'm going to close that off. And say, this is task 1, and yes. Okay, so I've got this marketing report, and I'm going to rename it. Marketing report refined. Okay, follow me. So we've gotten that done. So we've done task 1 basically. Okay, we designed a report as a professional. Blah blah blah. Now we come to task number 2. Okay, and we've done task 2. Excuse me. Task 3: design this report as a professional. Okay, so we've done tasks 2 and 3 basically. Okay. And now we come down to 4, and they want us to design a custom label with 4 lines of information that can be used as a mailing label. All right. Now they have the labels, and we'll open this up, and there they are, and I can squeeze them out. So, and we're going to go ahead and do this cut with 4 lines of information used as a mailing label. And so I'm going to do this. I'm going to click create, and I'm going to create labels. I'll move this up here, and I'm going to do this custom thing, Avery. Okay. And I'm going to put that we have 4 lines. I'm going to click their first name. Okay. Then I'm put a space. And then I'll put their last name. And that's line 1. And I'm going to come down here. I'm going to find the organization. Pardon me. I need the street address. Excuse me. Well, I can put the organization first. And then line 3 is going to be the address. Okay. And then the city, and a comma, and then a space, the state. Well, let's see. I'll do the address as the 3rd line, and the 4th line will be the state, comma, the country, okay, and the zip code. So I have their first name and their last name, then the organization, then the street address, and then the state, the country, and the zip code. And I'll click next. And it says, would you like to sort them? And I'm probably going to, I guess we could sort them by organization if we want to, I guess. I'll click next. And it's going to say labels, task 1. I'm good with that. I'll click. And there it is. Very nicely done. Got myself a set of labels. And so you can see there's our labels. Task 1. Now, task 5 becomes a little bit trickier. Okay. Here they say, Uber has obtained some new hip hop and hard rock sound recordings. Print a report of all USA customers with one of 2 interests. In other words, 39 or 47. Those are the 2 codes for hip hop and hard rock. Print a list of all USA customers with one of 2 music interests, and these as either their primary or secondary music interests. Be careful with the Boolean logic in this problem. Okay, let's look here at task 5. We did task 4B. Let me just show you this real quickly. This is the query that we did. Although we just went directly, we'll go to the design view. There you can see. Actually, we had tasks 4A and 4B. Let's look at task 4A. And let's go down to the design view on that. Well, it's in the SQL view. And you see this little, this is a union, okay? Now, I want to show you this because you're going to encounter it later on, so there's only getting all flustered. So, okay, is this going to help me understand why you have these questions like Boolean logic? Yeah, watch. Here's what's going on. This is some SQL that we've used to run a query. We're going to select 95% of all queries are select queries. We're going to select the last name, that's a field, the first name, that's a field, and the organization. And you say, okay, I know I've got these fields. What table did you get them from? Well, we got them from Uber under Uber A case 6, and we put that in brackets, so we don't have to worry about getting what we call parameter error. And then we put union, and just to make this a little more comprehensible. So we've done a select statement here, and then we have another select statement here where we get the name, last name, first name, organization from Uber C, that's for case 10, and we order them by organization. Now, union means I get everything. I eliminate any duplicates. And this is set theory. I have set A at the top. I have set B at the bottom, and I throw them together. Now, if I ran an intersection, that's where I just take those points where those fields where they match. And you remember we did that when we matched these two tables up here, A and B, by organization. Okay, so here we've done that. That's all we've had to do. All right. And I'm not going to save those changes. No, don't save. No need. So you've seen some SQL, and now it's not so scary, hopefully. And then they had task 4B. Now let's go to the design view on it. And here, notice we're getting them by organization and then by country, yes. Now we come to number 5. And we're going to look at it in the design view first of all. Now I want to show, now here's what we have. And remember, we linked the table A and table B on organization. Okay. We have the first name, that's from A, table A. We have the last name from table A. We have the address, that's from table B. We have the city, that's from table B. We have the state, that's from table B. We have the country, that's from table B. We have the zip code, that's from table B. Then we have music interests. Now I want to stop you for a moment and bring your eyes down here under the country. Notice something. The country says USA. And we want only USA customers. We want USA customers who are interested in these two genres, hard rock and hip hop. Okay? And I'm going to scroll over here to music interest A, and notice here's a criteria for music interest A, 39 or 47. Okay? And then for music interest B, we want 39 or 47. Now, let's run this query and see if it gives us what we want. Okay. Back to the design view. Let's get the data sheet view. Oh, we're missing something. Let's go back to design. And we're going to get and what happened here is we didn't, for music interest B, we didn't choose what we wanted. So let's run this. Let's go to the data sheet view. That's strange. Okay, let's go back down to task 5. Let's open this up and look at it in the design view. Now I have, on the country, I should have USA. All right. And then on the music interest, A, I should have 39 or 47. Then we come to music interest B, and then we have or again, 39 or 47. And we'll put in the quotes. And it may be because they're numbers. Let's run the query. And we haven't joined org, so that ought to work. Let's see what we get. That is strange because I know I'm putting this in correctly. That's weird. All right, let's go back down to the design view. Let's go over here for a minute and go to Uber A. Let's open that up. And the music interest A, let's go into the design view on it. And the music interest, well, it's text. So we're treating them both like text. Close that off. And we've got the countries, the criteria or, and then we've got the music interest A, okay. And we have music interest B. And criteria A, and then the or. And I don't understand why I'm not getting what I should get here. That's weird. That's really strange. And they are joined on the organization. Okay. Let's just try music interest A for a minute and see what we get. And we don't get anything. My hunch would be that what happened over here is we messed ourselves up when we added those drop-down menus. I've got a bad feeling about that, okay? And that might be the issue. That may be creating the problem for us. So I'm going to go back to Uber A. Well, they wanted us to use the music codes. Now let's see if that does it. We'll look at music interest A. Delete that. Or maybe these are requireds that we put in there. The music interest A. So I think what happened was when we put those in there, we put those drop-down menus or required them, then we put ourselves into a bad situation. For this property, all right, we're going to column count. Well, let's just leave it at 2. Let's see what we get here. Okay, and let's go back to music interest. Let's go back in here to interest A. That may be the problem. We had them in lists. Oh, okay. They want column widths and that. Okay. Boy, this is a wild one here. But 1 inch. Let's see what that does for us. All right. Now let's try it having taken those drop-down menus out. But we may an organization, did we do anything with them? No. Let's try this now. In case B. Okay. And now let's try it. No, that's just strange. Well, folks, I'll tell you what. That just makes no sense to me. I've never had this happen with this case because I know I've got it here precisely how it should be. All right. So under the country, I should have USA music interest. Criteria is 39 or 47. And music interest B is 39 or 47. That's strange. I'm going to close this and yes, and I want to go back into the files up here because I know my code works. So let's go down here. I'm going to find access case 6 and show you. Because I know I had it right. Here's the solutions. Here's Uber Audio 1. Now I'm going to download this. I'll enable the content. And I'm going to close it off. And I'm going to do task 5. I'm going to open it up. And there it is. All right, now I will show you that I'm not a crazy person because I did this. And I'll take you down to the design view. I want you to see it. All right. Yes, I do indeed know what I'm doing. Okay. Now here I use hard rock or hip hop instead of 39 or 47. And I'm going to close this off for a minute and I want to do a little troubleshooting. Let's look at Uber A. Here's what happened, folks. My apologies. Here's what happened. I was fine using the drop-down menus, okay? And the drop-down menus were designed to tell me to give me the drop-down menus were designed for me to select the music type by name, not by code. All right, I'll show you for example. So when I was running that, query, I was messing myself up. Now I'm going to close this off, and I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back down to this Uber Audio, All right. And I'm going to go back to task 5. Go to the design view. Now I want the USA. I want to come back up here to Uber A. And, okay. And now I'm going to need to go back and go into the design view. This won't kill us a little bit of work here. And I'm going to do a lookup, and the row source will be the music codes. Okay. And here, I'm going to choose the music ID. Okay. Then the music interest. Okay. And I'm going to run it. And there it is. Now, yes, now let's go back here. And let's go back up to the view for music interest A. And what we will see, it's still giving me the name. So let's go back to here to the design view for music interest B. Let's look at that for a minute. We've got the music ID and the music interest. I'll close this off and go back up here. But we've got, that's what we got ourselves ensnared in there. So it's giving us the drop down, but giving us the name. I'm not quite sure what I did there with that. I'll just have to mess with it a little bit. But on the music interest A and B, I don't have anything. So let's go back down here to the music interest B. And I need to run my table and query row source, music codes, and I'm going to put in the music ID and the music interest. I'm going to run it. I'll save it, yes. Okay. And I'll put the column widths, since it looks like they're mixed up. I'm just going to do 2 inches, semicolon 2 inches. For the view, save the table. And so I've got music interest A. Okay. And the music interest B. Which gives me what I want. So let's go back to music interest A. We're back down. These are just some of the kinds of things that we run into. Okay. And I'm going to get rid of these. And I'm going to redo this. And I'm going to get music codes, add the music ID and the music interest. I'm going to run it using the ID. Okay. 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 And now let's go back up to the table. But wait a minute. Here, I've got to put my column widths. I'm going to put 2 inches, semicolon 2 inches. Then we'll go up here. All right. Now I'm going to close that table off. All right, I'm going to close this. And let's go back to the table. Let's look at Uber A and go to design view. Music interest A, and do the lookup. Let's look at what we got. We get the music ID and then the music interest. All right, we're good there. So back up, save the table. Now we're working on music interest A. Here I'm going to get the codes. Now, what's been inputted here are these names. All right, so we'd have to go back and redo all these. So we're going to close this off. Okay, and let's go down here to this task 5, and we're gonna get this done. It'll be magic. All right. And I've got the this is task 4B. I don't want to do that. Let's go to task 5. Let's open it up. Now we'll go down to design view. We've got an empty set because we're asking for the wrong thing. Let's go down to this. And let's put and the hip hop or hard rock. So I'm going to put hip hop or hard rock. And you've seen that, you know, I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. It does work. Okay. And I come down here and put hip hop or hard rock. And make sure we can see each of these. I'm going to scoot some of this stuff back, give us a little more visual acuity. Now for the country, we've chosen the criteria is USA or USA. And then we have music interest A, and it's hip hop or hard rock. And then for music interest B, it's hip hop or hard rock. Well, let's see what we get. Voila, beautiful. Now we did. The problem again was I'm putting those lookup menus, but I was getting the name, not the code. Okay, and that's why I got the empty sets. And you know that pretty much does it. We've done the labels. We've all that business. We looked at the marketing report. And I don't see a whole lot more we can do with this case. All right, and we've made the improvements that we want. Now, one of the last things they do is they say try to reduce any data redundancy. Okay, so one of the ways that we can do that, okay, and we have their music interest A. Okay, and they have done just by customers. This is 5, and while we get, we have the names by customer. Well, we've got the country is the USA. Okay, so if we wanted to, let's go back down to the design view, and we'll suppress the country, and let's see what happens. And we have their state and their zip code. Okay. So that would be one way, and then we could just rename this, and I'm gonna close it. You could close this and rename it USA Hip Hop or Hard Rock Customers, and you could do it that way, or you could leave it as we've had it, no changes. All righty, we've got our little menu. We can add a customer, add a new company, produce a mailing list, exit the system. I'm going to try something here and just do one more other form. And I'm going to click create. All right. And I'm going to click create. And I'm going to click create, and then I'm just going to put a form design. Okay. Now, if you look up here, you're going to see some of the controls for that form. Now, here's a text box. That's where we put data. Okay. Here's a label. Okay. Here is a command. So I'm going to click on the command and button and come down here. And it's going to give me the command button wizard. All right. That's going to ask me what kind of here are the categories of operations that you can do, the types of operations. Here are specific actions within them. And so I want to, let's see, I want to do record navigation. And I want to go to the first record. And I'll click OK. And we'll go next. And let's see, I want to go back here. And next, click finish. Okay. And then I'll go up to the form view. I want to put it should take us to our form. That's strange. Let's go back down to the design view for a sec. And I'm going to delete it here for a minute. Let's get me some categories here. Let's look at this for a moment. Report operation, record operations. I click right. And I want to, okay. Report operations, it's giving me this. Let's click open a report. And customer interest by org, I'll click next, finish. Let's go back to the form view and let's see if we got, okay, there we go. I'm not going to say form one. Just wanted to show you kind of some of these little file tricks that we did. Again, we had some problems with task 5 because when I set up the drop-down menus, okay, it's defaulting back to the form, to the name of the music instead of the code. So that's how I had to troubleshoot it. Folks, thank you so much for your time. This is case number 6. All right. So you want to save this on your desktop. and I've got Uber Audio 1 on my desktop, Keith Harmon, and then I'll be ready to save it on the desktop of my device, okay? And that may say you got to convert it over, we're okay. And then you're in a position to upload the work. And I'm going to upload Uber Audio 1 just for kicks so everybody can see this masterpiece that I did today. And let's see if I knew. And we'll open it up. This is going to be one of these weird days where the upload won't work. I get these strange kinds of situations. Click, yeah. Open. I don't think we're using too much. I'm going to try to refresh this to see if it's added it. We'll go down and see if we can find an Uber Audio. It's weird because sometimes it will load and sometimes it will not, and I don't get that. I don't understand that at all. It's really strange. And I don't know what the deal is. But I'll try her one more time. Not doing it. That's so weird. Well, I'll try it later on, but at least you've seen me do that. Now, in the event you have some issues or problems or anything, let me run you through. There are some other Ubers here, okay, or case sixes. Here, it'll come down here, and we can find Uber Audio 1. That's one I just showed you. Uber Audio Uber Audio 1. So if all else fails, upload that one, and you'll be in good shape. If yours, like mine, will not upload, which is just really strange. Okay. Well, folks, this screencast is for BISS 1123 Section B that meets on Monday. And I'll post it over there once the screencast is ready to go. And then I will also post it over at BISS 1123 Section A, which meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So you'll both have the same screencast for case number 6. And I've gone through some kind of housekeeping stuff, some reminders and so forth of things that are due, and that will take care. And then Wednesday and Thursday will be live screencasts, I believe. Let me go back and look at and I posted that schedule up there, folks. And let me pull this down here for a minute. I posted that scheduling for this week. Okay. Yep. And I'll do a live screencast Wednesday for Section B, and then I'll do a live screencast Thursday for Section B. And in both times, probably what I'm going to do is go back within some greater specificity or detail and get you ready so you can use the flex time, okay? And then I will probably just, then I probably will just do some virtual office hours just for your section in the event that you have questions. I may go ahead and do that and just stay online, and then certainly next week we'll be in that mode. but you do have a lot ahead of you. So don't get yourself into a mindset where you think, oh, you know, the rest of it will be a breeze. You've got some big stuff coming up here. I'm going to remind you one final time. Okay. You've got exam 2 that'll be due on the 12th. Then on the 16th, you will have Excel 11, Excel 12, and you should have already uploaded it, Excel 13, and then I have a link for you there on Teradata University. Then on week 12, you have the 4 access cases. We've done those, so you should upload them. But that's flex time that you need to spend to start working on the stuff, the XLS paper, the Excel function paper, the spatial analysis exercise, and we've done these 2, so you should have them uploaded. And then you have your final exam. So you can work ahead, and that's what I will do. Okay? Well, folks, if you have any questions, please send me an email, let me know, or when I'm in virtual office hours. Now for this coming week, I'll have virtual office hours on Wednesday. I'll have physical office hours on Tuesday and Thursday. Okay? And then on Friday, nothing, but you could send me an email and I'll try to get with you, okay? And as usual, as I note on that scheduling, if we get into a situation where there's, you know, I've worked this ahead hopefully far enough that there's situations like, you know, a high degree of tornado day or something like that. You've worked ahead, you've gotten a lot of stuff done, and so you're set. And I don't have to really, I'm not having to be doing anything like answering some questions, or if I need to hunker down at my house in my safe room, I can do that. So we're at a good juncture now. I'm going to come on you know, Wednesday, and I'll run through, hey, don't forget about this, and I'm going to do this, you know, every week. So there's no question or issue that I was here to try to help you, and not only in terms of the office hours I keep physically, but the office hours that I have online. And what probably, and now for next week, okay, and that's from the 16th to the 20th, we will be back to the same pattern where I'm over there on Monday and I'm over here on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I'm back over there on Thursday. So I've had to do a little juggling of schedules because of some appointments and things like that. But as it stands, you know, this will be the last time that we'll be doing it like this. Okay. Thanks a lot and have a good one.